Greetings, demons, and welcome to Warhammer Weekly, episode 37. So, unlike the last few weeks, we actually have a decent amount of stuff to talk about, or at least a decent variety of cool stuff to discuss. And just as a quick thing, it is Bonfire Night. There are fireworks going off right now as I speak. If they get picked up by the mic, I'm sorry. I'll try and remove it as much as I can in the edit. But in any case, let's just jump into the topics. Don't have any pickups this week, so let's just roll that intro.
Not the leader of a cult, RabbitWithAxe.
So starting off, we have the new monthly model for November, as well as the coin, of course. And this time around, to celebrate the Cities of Sigmar release, we are getting a Stalwart Free Guild Steel Helm, which is one of the generic knights. It does appear that it will be a female one, which is kind of interesting. Just nice to have the variety there, I suppose. But yeah, realistically, nothing too interesting, especially for me, as someone who doesn't really care about Cities of Sigmar, like, at all. It's kind of disappointing. I'm sure for those of you that really like that part of Age of Sigmar, it's going to be cool, it's going to be neat, but the big thing for me is that the collectible coin is the Red Gobbo, and if you don't know who that character is, we are going to be talking about him in a little moment here, but he is a very cool orc, well, grot character that is essentially just the biggest communist in the universe, and also happens to be Santa. It's a very fun dynamic, but yeah, the Red Gobbo is the collectible coin for November, and yeah, I may just end up getting it. I'm not sure. I have a few things I've been waiting on getting, but in any case, the monthly model is going to be available from the 11th, so about 6 days from now, and the coin is actually already available. It actually was available from the 4th, so yeah, definitely worth getting if you're interested in either of those. For me, the coin is definitely a more interesting thing this time around. But, yeah, I'm sure some people are very excited to get a Free Guild Steel Helm. It's just not for me. And speaking of the Red Gobbo, as I said, we do actually have more news relating to him. So, of course, Christmas is coming up, so we are going to be getting more stuff with the Red Gobbo. And that includes a brand new miniature, which is really nice to see. I do own one of the previous ones, the Red Gobbo on Bouncer Squig. And this time around, we just have a pretty plain Red Gobbo. He stood on a chimney. He's got a sack of toys, which actually, weirdly enough, includes both a paintbrush and a Citadel paint pot. And he's about to drop some dynamite down the chimney, it seems. Very, very cool model. I'm actually very excited to get this one. The detailing is very, very nice to say. The fact it has a paint pot is excellent. There's just a lot of really cool stuff with this model. And, yeah, as I already own a previous version of the Red Gobbo, so there's no need for me to actually get this. The best thing for me, personally, is actually the fact that we have rules. They are, you know, legacy rules, or whatever you want to call them, but, or Legends rules, I suppose is the official term for them. But we do now have rules for current edition that have the Red Gobbo, so you can actually run the Red Gobbo in Orc lists, which is great for me, because it means I can actually run my model in Orcs, which is always nice. But, yeah, just genuinely a really nice model this time around, and hopefully this one's going to be, you know, remaining available for a while. The Red Gobbo on Bouncer is, I think, still available on some websites. They made probably way too many of these, realistically, as well as the fact that it's more of a Christmas model. You know, the new one is as well. They don't sell too much. You know, there's people that don't care about Christmas. There's people that don't care about, you know, Santa as a character, especially in 40k. So, you know, it's one of those things that kind of stays in stock for a very long time. But, yeah, I'm definitely tempted to pick this one up. It looks very cool. I love the fact that he is on a roof, of course. And just generally, just a very, very nice model. But, yeah, moving on. We also have a brand new Necron model, and that is a Overlord. And, of course, we've had plenty of Overlords in the past. This one is a little bit different, though, because most of them are, you know, just stood about holding whatever weapon that they are supposed to be using, because the stupid thing with Necron Overlords is if you want to WYSIWYG them, you actually need a specific model for each one. But, yeah, this one is using a phase ability, is slipping into this dimension, which is very interesting to see. I'm not sure what specific weapons he's supposed to have. This actually is from a rumor engine from a while back, which is kind of nice to see, but yeah, he's phasing into reality. He looks very, very good. It's kind of odd how he is because his legs are detached from his, body, which is kind of weird, but yeah, definitely a nice Overlord. And if you're, in the market for a new one or trying to WYSIWYG certain things like the translocation shroud, this is going to be a good model. For me, I think this is one of the best Overlords we've seen. It's nice to see more Necron stuff coming out, and yeah, there's not really much else to say about it. Unfortunately, it is, a Necron model, and there's not much to say other than whether it looks good or bad, and this one definitely looks good, but yeah, otherwise it's Necron Overlord. Great to see it, but not much to say. So, moving all the way back to the Horus Heresy for some 30k, and as it has been the case, and I've been getting pretty tired of it, more Legions Imperialis. We have the Stormhammer tank, and yeah, it's a big tank. It's for the infantry. It's not for the Space Marines this time, so that's something, I guess. But yeah, it's not the most interesting thing. It is definitely a big vehicle. It really is just massive, but it's also tiny because it's Legion Imperialis. Of course, it's epic scale. But yeah, it's another tank. I can't be excited for these anymore. I'm not going to do the rant I've done the last few weeks, but yeah, for me, not that interesting. It looks nice. It's well detailed. It's also just, I'm going to be playing, either Titans or I'm going to be playing Space Marines. I'm not going to really be playing the not Militarum, but the generic army people. I'm not really going to be playing them. So a vehicle like this, a tank like this, doesn't really interest me in any way. But yeah, I'm sure some people are going to be interested. Some people are going to be wanting to see it. And yeah, for them, it's great. And that actually does bring us to the end of the topic. So we do have the Rumour Engine for the 31st of October 2023, and it's a bow. I don't know what else to say about it, really. It's someone holding a bow. It looks kind of 40k. It's got a bullet rather than, an arrow, which, makes it more likely to be 40k than anything else. I've got a feeling, I'm probably wrong, but this might be a new Inquisitorial model. I don't know whether that means it's going to be a retinue model, a new Inquisitor, or whatever else. I just think this very much seems like an Inquisitor type thing. I may be wrong. I'm willing to be wrong on that. But that's personally my guess. I think it's going to be some sort of Imperial agent at the very least. And yeah, genuinely, I think this is looking like a very neat little model just from this alone. Like, it looks like something very different at the very least. But that is all that can really be said about it, which is kind of unfortunate because it is an interesting little thing. It's something different as well. It's not just another stabbing implement or rock or wall or whatever like we've seen in the last few weeks. But yeah, still very neat, and I look forward to actually seeing what model that is going to be. But in any case, that is going to be everything for this week. So, honestly, like, a lot more interesting stuff than we've had in the previous weeks. Still a relatively short one, but I'm a lot happier with the content that we have this week. It's unfortunate there isn't really too much in terms of, Age of Sigmar and Old World and all that kind of thing. But, a little bit of 40k, a little bit of 30k, even if it is Legions Imperialis, and I'm getting tired and tired of talking about Legions Imperialis, it's still cool. It's still neat. A lot of good stuff. And, with Christmas coming up very, very shortly, we're only a month and 20 days or so away. It's getting there. We're going to be getting a lot more content, I'm sure, a lot more releases, a lot more information about new codices, and yeah, just generally a lot of stuff to talk about. But in any case, that's going to be it for this video. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like it, subscribe if you're new and ring that bell so you never miss an upload. Otherwise, come be it from me. Comment below what you thought of any of the topics below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Look at the screen, you'll be fine. Culture's a disease, but we'll survive. I just wanna take